The next graph that we're going to review are stem and leaf plots. Our definition is that a stem and leaf plot is a graph that shows how often data points occur. So in our example here, we have history test scores. Our stem, in this case, is going to represent our tens digits, and our leaves are going to represent our ones digits. So if we were going to list out all of our data here, we would read this number as 62, 67, 69, right? We would have 62, 67, 69. We'd have 70, 71, 74, etc., right? And then down here, not anything different. That would just become 100, and we have 2 in that case. All right, so that's what our data would look like. Okay, let's take a peek. What is the best test score? Well, if we notice, our stems go in order from least to greatest, grades in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and in hundreds. And our leaves are also organized that way. Everything is ordered already from least to greatest. So we just have to scooch down to the bottom to see that 100 is the highest test score. How many kids took the test? Well, our stems represent, if we're in the 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s, so on, but our leaves represent actual scores, right? There is a 2 listed because someone made a 62. There is a 0 listed here because someone made a 70. So we're going to count the leaves in order to determine how many kids took the test. Go ahead and count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And I would count that one more time just to make sure, but we're going to go with it for the notes. 21. And then since these are our notes, I'm going to put count the leaves. Count the leaves. All right, our next question, I'm going to grab a new color. How many kids made a 91? All right, that means we're going to go to the 90s, and I see 2 ones. 2 people made a 91, so 2 people. Ooh, what is the range of the test scores? All right, first we have to remember, what does range mean? Range means the high minus the low. High minus the low. What is the highest score? What is the lowest score? We know that our lowest scores are going to be listed first. So we have 62 is our lowest score. And then our highest score is at the bottom, 100. So we just have to do that little bit of math work. Our range is 38. Just that little bit of work. Our high minus our low. All right, then we have what is the mode? I'm definitely going to grab a different color for this one, mode. All right, remember the mode is the most repeated number in the bunch. So let's take a peek. We don't have any numbers that repeat here. We don't have any numbers that repeat here. I see 3, 3. I see a 1, 1, a 0, 0. Okay. I circled these in each section because remember, if we were to list out our data, we would see 83 2 times. We would see 91 2 times. We would see 100 2 times. We would see all of the other scores just once, like here, 62, 67, 69, and so on. And so we have 3 numbers that repeat twice. Our mode is the most repeated number in the bunch. So in that case, we have 3 modes because they repeat the most often. Twice. We have 3 modes on this one. And remember, that's totally fine. We can have one mode, one number that repeats the most often. We can have multiple modes like we have here, or we could have no mode. What is the median score? All right, median means number in the middle. We could totally list out all of our data like I started to do here, and we could use that. Or we can use our actual graph because it's already ordered from least to greatest. And remember, our median is in the middle, but we have to order from least to greatest first. And remember, we're finding the median score. And our leaves are going to be the individual scores, right? We're trying to find the score or the student in the middle. So that means we're going to just focus on the leaves, 62. And we'll mark off a low, mark off a high, mark off a low, mark off a high, mark off a low, mark off the highest high, mark off the lowest low, mark off the high, mark off a low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, lowest low, high, low, high. We ended up with this 3 in the middle, but we know that no one made a 3 on their test. Remember, we have that 83. That's where we find that connection. So I'm going to jot that down, but we're going to just double check. Right? We know that we found that there are 21 students that took the test, so we should have had just one person in the middle. But let's make sure, do we have the same number of people on both sides? Because remember, our median is the number in the middle, so we should have the same amount of leftovers on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we should also have 10 people on the other side. 10 people that scored higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, there we go. So we double checked it. So our stem and leaf plot, we have our tens digits and then our ones digit to create a whole number. It's already organized from least to greatest. Our leaves represent people or actual data points. And so whenever we want to calculate anything, we have to make sure we're using our leaves to mark things off or to count.